Hi everyone, welcome to the Z module, and the Z module may help you to gain knowledge about the radiation protection in nuclear medicine. So hope you remember the radiation protection which we've done in diagnostic radiology and in diagnostic radiation instruments, devices, as well as in therapy. Now here the Z module will give you the information or the knowledge about the protection while using the nuclear medicine. And we are going to discuss about the techniques to reduce the impact of radiation and the procedures or the methods to reduce the intensity and shielding procedures and some radiation information regarding the radiation accidents. So this is one such advertisement which was made by the leading company in US regarding the call for the nuclear medicine technologist. So here we can get some information about the role of the nuclear medicine technologist. He or she have to perform some organ imaging test, and he should always be responsible to ensure a safe environment, and he or she should be able to explain the complex examinations results and procedures. Should be more strength, should have got more strength to move and to displace the position of the patients during the emergency. And these are the roles of the medicine technologist. Okay, let us see what is this nuclear medicine. So nuclear medicine is a branch of medicine which deals with the use of radioactive substances, especially in research, diagnosis and in therapy. What are the responsibilities of the nuclear medicine technician or the physician? The physician should always determine whether the nuclear medicine imaging is needed or is it desirable for the patient, and he always be attentive to use the right radiopharmaceutical radionuclide, because the different radiopharmaceuticals will be in the similar container. So he always should ensure whether the right radionuclide is used for treatment and the right amount is used. For example, if the iodine 131 is used for thyroid treatments, then he should be aware of whether the right amount of radionuclide is used or is given to the patient for therapy, and whether the material or this pharmaceutical is given to the right patient or not. Sometimes due to confusions it might be mishandled, it might be given to the wrong patient. So the responsibilities of the technician is whether the study is needed or whether the study is desirable, and if it is so, then he should ensure whether he is giving a right radionuclide pharmaceutical to the patient, right amount is given, and whether it is given to the right person. And he always ensure the equipment working condition, whether it is working properly, and the standard regulatory procedures or the test procedures for the gamma cameras and scanners should always be done. Here is an example for you to understand about the nuclear medicine. Here you could see a patient who is undergoing the treatment for the thyroid cancer, and the radionuclide used for the thyroid treatment is iodine 131. And the significance of this iodine 131 is it emits gamma rays as well as beta rays, but the gamma rays will be in the range of 362 kilo electron volts, which normally escape from the body, but whereas the beta rays, it will be absorbed by the tissue for the few millimeters, and they may contribute the large fraction of radiation received by the patient. That is, for instance, the thyroid receives about 0.08 gray, GY is gray, of dose from 300 kilobecquerel of iodine 131 given to the patient. Almost 90% of the radiation is from the beta rays and not from the gamma rays. There is another active radioactive material called the technetium, which is most oftenly preferred than the iodine. The significance of this technetium is it emits only gamma rays, not the beta rays, and so these materials are referred as isomers. So isomers are the radionuclides that emit only gamma rays. Here the M refers to the isomer. And the half-life of this technetium is only 6 hours, which emits 140 kilo electron volt gamma rays. No beta rays are emitted, and so the technetium is preferred than the iodine. And this radiation can be reduced by using proper shielding equipment such as lead syringe holders during injections. Here you can see it's an injection with the lead holder which is handled by the physician. And here this is an technetium generator and the kit. This is actually the radionuclide which is always be placed inside the alumina container. And this is the TC99M generator, and this is the modern kit. Nowadays the nuclear reactors are supplied with this TC99M generator kits. And how to calculate the radiation intensity and the shielding. The radiation intensity can be calculated from the formula called I gamma. Intensity of gamma radiation is nothing but gamma times N divided by D square. What is this gamma? Gamma is a constant for a specific radionuclide material, and N is the source of the radioactive material, and D is the distance between the source and the patient. And here X is the thickness of the shielding, which could be evaluated from the intensity, and this is the initial intensity, and this is the intensity after the absorption of the radioactive material, and from the ratio of intensities, and after taking the log multiplied by 2.3, and this mu is linear attenuation coefficient. So shielding or the thickness of shielding can be calculated from here, and mu can be calculated from the half value layers. So intensity can be calculated with the help of this formula. And the most significant thing is the radionuclides usually emit only penetrating gamma rays. So we can measure both I and I naught. I naught is before entering inside the patient, and I is after or the penetrated gamma rays which is emerging out of the human body. And most of the shielding which is used in the nuclear medicine is for absorbing the gamma rays. So because gamma rays are absorbed by the lead shields. So the intensity can be calculated with this, and the shielding can be calculated from the linear attenuation coefficient. So these are the few examples where we can get some idea about the shielding of sources. So this is the box where the radionuclide material is placed inside, and only during the therapy the material is taken out and it is placed in a needle where the dosage rate could be measured and the range at the rate of microsouveran per hour, which is also equivalent to the 1 megabecquerel. And the technician should always be more careful while receiving and storing and transporting the radioactive materials in the nuclear medicine department, because any mishandling may lead to the radiation accidents. For instance, the cobalt-60 therapy, if this cobalt-60 source refuses to turn off during the treatment, or if the patient vomits after intaking of the iodine 131, the radiation accident may happen, and the technician should always be aware of all the elementary procedures to be carried out if the accident is there. And what are all the preliminary duties of the radiologist? The technician should always store the plastic gloves, shoe cast, clean up materials, especially in the place where the radioactive material, that is nuclear medicine, is received and dispensed and transported from one place to the other place. Always the periodic monitoring, regular checking is needed, and if there is any spill of material, radioactive material, the activity shall be limited to the single area if possible. And what are all the precautionary measures should be taken during this to avoid this kind of radiation accident? There may not be any time to call any expert during the accidents, so the technician should always be more careful and more precautionary to avoid such accidents. Patients should be removed from the room immediately, and the collimator from the radioactive source should be closed as much as possible to restrict the beam. And each therapy unit should have emergency procedures posted at the control panel. And the radium needles and other radium sources should be inspected regularly, monitored, checked for the leakage in every 6 months. And leaking these radium needles should be returned to the manufacturer for repair. Especially it should be replaced with some newer, safer radionuclide such as 137 cesium. So this is an picture for you to visualize the nuclear medicine clinic where the nuclear medicine treatment is given to the patient. Here you could see the patient is lying down, and above the patient there is a detector which is close to the patient to detect all the emerging gamma rays, and there is a collimator here, and here you could see shield between the patient and the operator, and the technician is wearing some radiation safety caps, and the radiation safety goggles glasses can be weared, and lead skirts, lead aprons, especially with the thyroid collars. And here you could see some disposable shieldings and moving lead skirts are also there. So with all these precautionary measures, the nuclear medicine can be used for therapy with care. And to summarize this, today we have seen about, we started with the nuclear medicine, and we have discussed about the iodine 131, technetium, and how the intensity should be calculated, shielding is calculated, and at last we discussed about the possible causes of radiation accidents and the precautionary measures to avoid such accidents. Hope the information will be helpful for you. And for any queries and clarifications, feel free to post us, to comment us, and to get some clarifications from the Google Classroom, for which the class code is given here. And if not, you can also mail us for any further clarifications. Hope the Z module will be more helpful for you to prepare for the exams. All the very best. Do well. Thank you.